If you want to actually secure your own community, the first step is to turn off the television. Stop screaming at the cable news debates about federal mandates and national political personalities. For decades, we have been conditioned to view government as a distant spectacle in Washington, D.C. We look to the federal level for sweeping solutions, and in the process, we completely ignore the foundation we are standing on. The decisions that dictate your daily life, your property taxes, your public school curriculum, and your neighborhood zoning laws are not negotiated in echoing marble halls. They are finalized in modest rooms under fluorescent lights at your local county commission or school board meeting. This chart shows the staggering vulnerability of that local system. Across the United States, there are roughly 500,000 local government seats. 70% of those positions run completely uncontested. Nobody else is on the ballot. Over the next 5 minutes, I will walk you through the exact sequence of steps to locate one of those empty seats in your own zip code and legally claim it. Bypassing federal gridlock does not require a billion-dollar national campaign. It requires weaponizing the mundane tasks of civic duty and stepping into unglamorous, empty spaces. Step 1 is choosing your target. This infographic categorizes local power into 3 distinct buckets available to the citizen: political, administrative, and judicial. Political seats include roles like precinct committeemen. These individuals control the local party's basic structure. They vote on which candidates get endorsements and manage the ground game for primary elections. Administrative seats include school boards, city councils, and zoning commissions. These are the boards with the authority to block a massive corporate data center from being built next to your neighborhood, or to set your annual property tax rates. Judicial seats include local magistrate judges. These officials manage the entry-level friction points of the justice system, approving search warrants, setting bail amounts, and handling eviction notices. You likely assume that anyone sitting on a judge's bench has spent 3 years in law school and passed a grueling state bar exam, but that is simply not the case. This map highlights data published by the Columbia Law Review, showing the 32 states that allow lower-level judges to serve without a law degree. Depending on your jurisdiction, the only legal requirement to sit on the bench may be a high school diploma. Local power is not protected by Ivy League credentials or elite political connections. It belongs to the citizens willing to show up. Now that you know the structure of local government, step 2 is gathering actionable intelligence. You need to locate the specific vacancies hidden in your hometown. Navigate to a database like drapetab.us and type your zip code into the search field. The system will generate a list of every local board, commission, and precinct role in your area. Scan these rows for roles flagged with upcoming vacancies or 0 current candidates. Translating your zip code into a list of verified vacancies takes your abstract frustration with the political system and turns it into a highly vulnerable target. Finding the seat is only the beginning. Executing the takeover requires careful reconnaissance before you file a single piece of paperwork. Step 3 is the groundwork. Go to the municipality's website and download the meeting agenda for your target board. Then attend a Tuesday night meeting in person, sitting quietly in the back as an observer. Do not treat this reconnaissance like a protest. You are there to observe the mechanics of the room, understand the issues being discussed, and verify firsthand just how low the barrier to entry actually is. Step 4 is the final execution phase. Walk into your local county election office and approach the clerk's counter. You only need to ask the clerk 2 precise questions. What are the candidate requirements for this specific seat? And what paperwork is required to file? Here is the ultimate mechanical loophole in the system. If you properly fill out that paperwork and submit it before the filing deadline for a race with no other candidates, you bypass the campaign entirely. You win by default. That mundane administrative hurdle, signing a form and meeting a deadline, is the only barrier separating an angry spectator from an active governing official. Let's review the protocol. You identify the specific power center. You locate the empty seat in your zip code. You run quiet reconnaissance on the board, and you file the required paperwork with the county clerk. Compare that direct, quiet structural victory against waiting for a fractured Congress to pass federal legislation. When you target unglamorous, uncontested spaces, you completely bypass the noise of Washington. You insulate your community by taking direct, legal control of your own backyard. Take 15 minutes today. Look up your zip code on a local directory, locate an empty chair, and step onto the playing field. True sovereignty is never granted from the top down. It is built from the bottom up, by citizens willing to take a seat.